Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Hidden Life Manual. This is a space where we try to solve life's problems that we encounter on a daily basis while navigating through this world. Today's topic is about how to understand that you are getting angry and how to use that aggression to achieve something in your life. So, when we are navigating through the world, talking to people, having conversations and discussions in our life, we encounter that we are getting angry about particular situations. And why do we feel that anger? So, today we will talk about the reasons of anger and how to use that anger and aggression to achieve something in your life that is actually important rather than impacting your own mental health through this fire that is burning inside you. So your anger is like a fire that is burning inside you. You can either use to impact your mental health, or you can use it to achieve something good in your life which is actually important to you and which is actually going to help you in the long run and in your future. So let's understand, why do we get angry and what are the possible reasons to get angry. So our anger basically originates from few situations where we expected something from somebody else. So our expectations are the root cause of our anger in most of the cases, where we expected somebody else to act in a certain way which they did not, and now we are feeling the pressure or the problem in our brain that why is the situation not according to us. So we expected something from a particular person, from a situation, from a group setting, from any external situation in the world. Road is not fine or something is not good, so we are expecting something from the world that we are not getting, and in response to that, our brain is feeling angry because it is not able to see what it needs. So these are the root causes: expectation, dependency on the situation, and our mismatch from the our expectation with the situation. So we expected something, but the situation and the person or the group setting is not acting the way we thought that it will act. And why is that mismatch happening? So we have to go deeper into why is that happening. So anger, we faced anger, it came from our expectation. And what is our expectation? What does it depend upon? So there are few structural mismatch that is happening here. So we do not understand the situation, we do not understand the person, their goals, their motivations, and their values in life, which are actually not aligned to our values. So we are expecting something from a person whose values are not aligned, and our expectation is coming from the values that we are aligned to. So when the core foundation of values, mindset, and thinking is not matching, then you cannot expect the other person to act in a way where you are kind of expecting something from a person which they cannot give because their values are different. You are kind of asking a horse to bark. A horse can only do whatever it is trained to do, whatever its nature is to do. It cannot do something that you expect because you think of horse as a dog. So this is just an example. You cannot expect something from some person who does not have the capacity to give it to you, does not have the values, does not have the mindset that is required to give that result. And sometimes people even give you an expectation that they will do something and ultimately do not do that, or situation does not act out in the way you planned of it. But that's completely fine. It happens, but you have to understand, instead of getting angry, it's time to understand that my understanding of the situation is not what I thought it is. it's different. So you have to go inwards and understand that now I have to rewire my understanding. Instead of getting angry, I have to change my expectations. So that is first, understanding why are you feeling anger. And what is anger? Anger is a negative emotion. And how do you feel a negative emotion? We feel a negative emotion when we are not proceeding to the direction that we want for our life, the goal that we have set for ourselves. Expectation is nothing but a vision that I want to achieve this goal in so and so time, and I want this. But that expectation, that vision is coming from the world to give it to us, not our own action. So when the control is in the hands of somebody else, some other situation, and it does not act out, then you feel anger in that. You can also feel angry from your own inability to do something, but that anger you can easily understand that it is my own inability to do something, and I now need to focus on improving what I can instead of focusing on what went wrong. So this was our understanding of anger. So negative emotion is felt when you are going away from your goal, and positive emotion is felt when you are going towards your goal and when you are succeeding in life. So you feel the positive emotion, happiness, exhilaration, joy. These are the emotions that you feel when you are succeeding, achieving things, and going towards the goal that you decided. Your goal could be anything, but that's when you feel the positive emotions. But negative emotion like anger, frustration, is felt when we are going away from the goal that we set for ourselves. It could be conscious or unconscious goal. Now, we have to look at anger as a fire, and that fire is burning. You got the problem, you face the problem, and that fire is burning. Now you have to choose between to impact your mental health or use it to achieve something else in your life. So how do you identify this, and how do you even navigate this situation? Because you are angry and you don't know what to do, because something did not turn out the way you wanted it to turn out that way. So let's break it down into a 4-level framework where you are able to redirect your aggression into achieving something else. Level 1 is identify the state that you are angry. Sometimes we are angry and we do not accept that, and we react to it, and we are kind of reacting into the world, responding to people, talking to people, and also getting angry in all the ways possible or any way possible, and then acting out on those impulses that are deriving from internal feeling of anger. So first you have to understand that I am getting angry. So that understanding is level 1, and that consciousness has to come, that you have to be conscious about your own anger. Once you are conscious, you have to understand what is the source of this anger. Is the source of the anger the other person, somebody that I love, somebody who is a friend, somebody in the family, some co-worker, colleague, anything? It could be anything, or it could be a situation. It could be myself, it could be the place I live. I can be angry about anything. So understanding anger is level 1. Understanding the source of that anger is level 2. Now, why do you feel about that situation that you got angry? What is it in that situation? Because there are hundreds of billions of situations in the world that are not right. Why that particular situation made you angry? So that particular situation made me angry because I had a particular expectation from that situation. So I wanted somebody to act in a way. I wanted my friend to call me at 10 a.m. and they did not call, and I'm getting angry. This is a very immature way of thinking, but this could be a possible reason of getting angry. So you had an expectation from the person who did not call you on time, but why did you have that expectation? Because you thought that they will call, but that shows that they are not conscientious, or they have some real problem that they are not able to call. And if that pattern repeats, then you have to identify that this person is not conscientious, is not accountable, trustworthy, anything. You have to have multiple data points. You cannot decide a person's personality based on one data point. So you have to understand that expectation that is coming, and using that expectation, you have your understanding, you have to now rewire your expectation. That was level 3, understanding your expectation. So you understood anger, you understood your source of anger, and then expectation that you had from this source. And now you have to break this expectation from the source, because your understanding of the situation is not exactly same of the situation, or the person is not the same what it is. So you understood that a person is trustworthy, but that person is not acting the way you expected them to act. So your understanding of that person, that situation, that group setting is not accurate. You have to fix your understanding here. It's not about the other world, it's about you. Now identify what is under your direct control. Using the previous example, what is under your direct control? Your direct control is your expectation, and what can you do about that control? You can focus your energy into working on something, keeping yourself busy, where you can actually achieve your goals, have a vision, so that your aggression is not going towards the shallow things in life, but the bigger picture in the life that is actually going to give you the results. So that's 4-level framework that we can use. The final one is the most important. How do you direct? So that's the major part of this video, where we are redirecting anger and aggression into achieving something else. And what can I achieve from anger or aggression? So you use this anger, aggression, energy as a resource to achieve or work on something else. So there are situations where you are very motivated, where less motivated, and it is very difficult to understand that you are angry from something, you had expected something, and now you can work upon completely something else. But that is not a difficult task. You have to train your brain to understand that the expectation that you had was wrong, and now there are 2 directions that you can work upon. The first direction is work on the things that are under your direct control. Direct control was your expectation from that person, and what can you do about that direct control thing. You can stop expecting that. You cannot attach yourself with that person that much. You can now focus on being around people who match your personality. So there are a lot of things. You can also focus on learning about yourself, that what do you like, what kind of people do you want to be around. You can focus on what exactly is the mindset of the person that you are dealing with, and focus on understanding the psychology of that person and yourself. So this can be taken as a motivation to learn that. Use the aggression from the situation to learn something in your life. And you also have to make sure that the effort that you're putting into learning are higher than the aggression that you have. Because if the effort that you're putting into something is lower than the aggression that you have, then your mind is again going to divert into different directions, where you are again ultimately going to be angry about the same situation. So if you are again thinking about that, then know that you are not fully utilizing your potential, your capacity to work using the aggression, the fire, the resource that you have to achieve something in your life, to do something great. So we discussed about 2 directions. One was to learn about the situation, person, people around you, psychology, and the other one is towards your life's vision. Whatever you have decided for yourself, let's say you want to work upon a project that you have been waiting for quite some time, and now you are facing the anger. This is the right time to start on that project. So use this aggression into a different direction to achieve something in your life. And what are a few examples where we know that our aggression is not calibrated and is not directed in the right direction? So if you're getting angry and having verbal fights, physical fights, or discussions which are endless and are not reaching any conclusion, then know that your anger is not utilized fully. You have to learn about the situation and understand rather than getting angry, because you are now wasting resources. If you're shouting, fighting, or getting angry about anything that means your resources are not utilized properly. And aggressive driving is also one of the anger release that we have, where we are driving aggressively just to feel the thrill, but that need to feel the thrill is coming from our internal unmet satisfaction or utilization of the aggression that we have, and conversations which have no end. So these are the few examples where you can understand that your aggression is not utilized in the right direction. And also, now you can use it to understand the goals and motivation of the people around you, so that you can set your expectation right. So that was about aggression and how can we use it. um, that's it for today. See you next time.